All right, first up, guys, sex, lies, and videotape. Literally, sex, lies, and videotape. I could not believe this story this weekend. And the idea that the left is making excuses for the story and pretending that it's somehow normal for Senate staffers to be having sex on tape in a Senate hearing room is completely beyond the pale, but I guess not surprising. So I'm sure that you heard this story over the weekend. It did get some coverage, but again, the main media outlets have completely ignored this story or buried it very deeply, gave it sort of top line treatment, and then backed away from it. Why? Because we're talking about Democrats. And of course, we know about Democrat media privilege. So this story broke, I believe, on Friday. And what we first saw was actual videotape of a gay porno being made in the Senate Judiciary hearing room. Guys, keep in mind, this is the hearing room where they hold hearings to confirm Supreme Court justices. Sonia Sotomayor sat in pretty much the exact location where this gay porno was filmed. A staffer to Democrat Senator Ben Cardin, his name is Aiden Mace Cherpowski. I'm sure I screwed up that last part of his name, but he's a young legislative aide. Actually, I should refer to him in the past tense because he has since been fired, which is the least that should happen here. But he was fired for filming himself engaged in a gay sex act, again, in this Senate hearing room. Okay. So there are so many parts to this that are just absolutely unbelievable. We are now, when we refer to Washington, D.C., it's always as the swamp. I call it the system because it's a uniparty system that also involves the deep state, the propaganda press, the military-industrial complex. They're all elements of the system. But now I've also taken to calling it our Hunger Games Capital District, because now that is exactly what Washington, D.C. looks like. The corruption, the deception, the constant stream of lies, the abuses of power. And now what we know, because it's right out in the open, is the absolute debauchery. These kinds of sexcapades, okay, they've been going on since the beginning of time. We know this, since Adam and Eve. And when you combine sex with power, you get this kind of debauchery. Think of the Roman Empire, right? That's a big thing now. Like, oh, how much time a week do you spend thinking of the Roman Empire? This is kind of a guy thing. It's been very trending over the last couple of months. As someone who has studied the Roman Empire, and whenever I go abroad, I'm like, the first thing I say is, do not take me to a great restaurant. Take me to Roman ruins. You got any Roman ruins here? That's me. Okay. So I actually do spend time thinking about the Roman Empire. This is Roman Empire stuff. This is Greek Empire stuff. This is end of empire stuff. The fact that this aide thought that it was appropriate, thought that it was okay to engage in this kind of open, naked sexual activity on Capitol Hill in a hearing room tells you everything you need to know about where we are, how the left thinks, how they behave, and the sense of entitlement to do whatever they want. Guys, on my podcast, I talk a lot about the spiritual nature of this war. This is a spiritual battle, okay? This is God versus the enemy, good versus evil, however you want to frame it. There's something much bigger going on here. And when you see this kind of activity happening right out in the open with no qualms apparently whatsoever about doing it, that tells you that the hour is very late in the American empire. Somebody was okay with this. This young aide, Aiden, signed out the hearing room to himself under Senator Cardin's name. But guys, I can tell you, I never worked on the Hill, but I did work at the Treasury Department. I've worked in the executive branch at a pretty high level. I can tell you All of Washington, D.C. is heavily surveilled. There are surveillance cameras everywhere, every stoplight, you name it. But on Capitol Hill, on the White House grounds, you cannot so much as sneeze without hundreds of security personnel seeing you do that. So, walk straight, do not pick your nose, certainly do not engage in naked sex anywhere, or that will be filmed. Now, this aide apparently filmed himself, and this wasn't the first time. He had taken videos like this, very similar to this, and actually posted them online. So when you look at this story, enough gay porn will come at you more than probably you've ever seen in your lifetime. So this aide thought it was appropriate to go ahead and do this. This is the kind of license that the left and the Democrats believe that they have, because they do. And this is the bigger point. It's not so much about, the gay sex, although that is horrifying. And this aide could now be facing criminal charges for desecrating the US Capitol in the way he did. But the bigger point here is the fact that the left controls now everything, every lever of power, from the government to the economy, to the press, to big tech, to the culture, Hollywood, music, television, music. The fact that they control everything has now given them the license to behave in this way. You understand? They now feel like there will never be any consequences to bad behavior because they can control everything. So now, again, this aide might face criminal charges. We shall see. But it's a symptom of a much deeper corruption, a corruption that is political for sure, but also a corruption that is spiritual. And that is something that we are going to have to tackle in a major, major way after the next election. Okay, coming up after the break, speaking of the next election, I want to deal with the latest polls and where we are nationally and in terms of the big primary states, because these primary elections now start in about 3 weeks. Can you believe it? More on the other side. Okay, guys, we all love Michael Lindell and MyPillow, right? True American patriots, and all of their products are made right here in the USA. Well, now MyPillow is very excited to bring you their biggest bedding sale ever, and just in time for Christmas. For a limited time, get their Giza Dream bed sheets for as low as $29.98. A set of pillowcases for only $9.98, and rejuvenate your bed with a MyPillow mattress topper for as low as $99.99. I have so many of their products, including the mattress topper. They are amazing. My sleep has never been better. They also have blankets in a variety of sizes, colors, and styles. They even have blankets for your pets. So don't leave Fido out of the equation this Christmas. Get duvets, quilts, down comforters, body pillows, bolster pillows, and so much more, all with the biggest discounts of the year happening right now. They're also extending their money-back guarantee for Christmas until March 1st of 2024, making them the perfect gifts for your friends, your family, and everybody you know. So go to mypillow.com and use promo code Dinesh or call 800-876-0227, and you'll get huge discounts on all the great MyPillow bedding products.